Hello to the audience. On the new radio station, we bring it to you today. It's a fascinating story. It's called First Night with a Country Girl. I invite you to listen. HOA bar beautiful and filial girl. Forced to accept a bold deal. To save my mother from illness. Her first night was exchanged with the Yellow Sea. A rich but mysterious man. The intense emotions and the extraordinary situation begins when they met on a fateful night. Whether this bold decision, it changed the life of the flower forever, and whether love may spring from the surprises of fate. Of strange, the first night will lead you through the moment of suspense. Romantic and full of surprises. Don't miss it. The afternoon is quiet in the house. He and his wife are still sitting, just drinking and talking. Ty sitting there, but he's busy thinking about the flower bar and Ty. What have you been doing behind the house for so long? The beer in my head increases my anger. That's two people in public. It shows you that they love each other. Silently communicate with you. Let's see if you can talk to him. What you said at dinner, have you decided? Just nod. I told him, okay? Mr. Ty saw his mind faltering. He knew for sure that the flower had refused. He pretended to be worried. I find my aunt's magic bad these days. You have to run fast if not. The finger hit the pain in his heart. He hesitated. Let me convince the flower. You see, it's with the Ty. But no, he has to remember his mother. 100 thanks to you, Ty said in a deep voice. Remember to take care of her for me. You see, I want my wife. I won't let anything bad happen. He mind hoa 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 hoa, sitting with her head on her lover's shoulder. Sorry to stand up. Come on, I told you to call the Ty too. Let us take a look at what BA says. Two people enter the house. Mr. Ty's eyes swirled at the flower bar, as if to strip her naked. The wine made him yearn for heights. Caught my eye. Hoa Bar felt the whole grandfather stunned. He decided in a hurry. The two of you sit here. Stomach. I told the Ty today. I married you to a Ty uncle. You two can't see each other from here on out. Did you hear that? Mr. Ty sounds as happy as Tet. The young people are stupid. It's like AI just threw a bucket of cold water on you. A few minutes later, the voice can be heard. I'm not a Thai man's wife. She insisted you don't argue. I want my mother dead or something. I'll find the money to operate on your heart. He raised his eyebrows. Where to find where? BA has run everywhere. Who would give such a large amount of money to BA? People are afraid too. This guy has no job, no property. What can I do? Baby, you have to know. The flower is determined. I promised you I'll find the money. He mind asked. Where did you find the money to sell the Thai guy's paintings? He's just a fucking painter, kid. Save the sick like a fire in my life, collect enough money. Your mother's grave must have been green by then. He pressed his voice again. Ty, you love my family. Don't chase the flower anymore. Did you hear that? It's not that I've been cruel to this guy my whole life. I haven't done anything evil. But my wife is dying. She's dying. Do you hear me? Death in the heart. I don't know how to say it in the face of a bad situation. I just hear all the bad stuff. The inability of poverty. I see you don't show any more respect. The wedding will be held in half a month. She ran to the bed, face down on the pillow. My shoulders trembled every time. Mr. Tai laughed like a flower and Tai was dumbfounded. You said your voice trembled. Mom and I have been in love for 2 years. How true your love is, I have shown. But my fate is poor. I can't find the money to operate on my aunt. If you have decided, I must obey. Because I don't want to make a sound. Is a filial son. Hi, my uncle. You walk heavy. She had been sleeping in the front yard. No matter what happened. She looked at the 7-year-old lady in surprise. I'm back early. You're sad. Oh, fuck it. 3 cats do a lot of sudden things. I didn't expect it either. You are my nephew. I didn't expect it. Where's the flower? Why doesn't it send you off? She's in the room. Grandma smiles. Then we get angry again, right? The 2 of you are angry at each other. Love and anger are like children. I'm sure we'll be alone this time. Always, I don't believe it. I'm serious, Uncle. Rest well and say hello. Come and listen to me every day. Your heart is broken. Tai's victory laughter. Still chasing me. The triumph of a power. Invincible. It's called Kim Money. She cares about her daughter's bed. To hear my cry of pain. She was hurting in her heart. What's going on? She gently sat down. Gentle hands, placed on the rounded shoulders of the HOA bar. What's wrong with you crying? The flower dropped her head on her mother's shoulder, tears streaming down her face. I want to cry a lot less. But she remembered that she was sick. I can't let you get emotional. She sat up straight and wiped her tears. It's nothing, Mom. Don't hide it from me. Really, Mom, you and I are just a little angry. I'm a little angry and crying, girl. You're so boring. Give me some medicine to drink. The village says something else. Take your medicine and I'll get you a book to read. I borrowed this novel the other day. That's great. It's not like he's calling it home. I came down here to clean the dishes with you. Oh, not BA with the tie finished. His voice hovered the voice of a drunk. The flower goes down, watching the table littered with dirty dishes. She is bored. You do this job every day. Why is it so heavy today? He killed his father-in-law and left. With the tacit consent of his mind. Mr. Tai came to Tan Hoa. She suddenly grabbed her hand and kissed the mouse. She bowed her head and walked quickly to the front floor. It's even more fun to see that you don't resist. You don't know that in you. A determination has been formed. Just washed the dishes. She thought about the conversation with Phuong Tui Chu. Did you tell Aunt Rose the other day? What did I say about being so impatient? I can't vomit. 2 friends sitting together on a bench in the corner of the schoolyard now. School is over. The school laughed a minute ago. Now in silence. What is the result? I asked my Aunt Hong Tao, very strange. I have explained your situation. She said if the amount is several 3 million, I'm ready to lend it to you, but you need a lot of money. I thank you for your kindness. You didn't know me, and you were willing to. Auntie, I'm good with you. Tell me why. I said let me try to arrange for you. I've never done this before. But I also know where. You know, at the club. There's no shortage of that. Do people take that kind of money? I asked if you were beautiful. I said you're the star of the school. She is also known as the Southern Queen. Are you kidding me? If you really don't believe it, I won't tell you anymore. She begged you to shake your hand. I believe you, keep talking. She asked, do I have a picture of you? I was lucky to meet my aunt at that time. I want to show you a picture of my group. Let me show you a picture you took last Christmas. I took that picture wearing that white dress. That's a beautiful picture. You look like a fairy. You're not going to let go of me all the time. In fact, I praised her as well. And she said, give me this picture. What are you surprised to do? Aunt said, the amount of money you need is very high compared to previous cases. But you're beautiful. So I'm hoping we can get a third or half of that. If you want enough, a short time. But later cases are much lower. I'll borrow it for you to operate on. Take a picture to advertise. A sharp pain in the heart. So you've become a commodity. An item for sale. Would someone buy a night with you? With such a large amount of money? I am sorry to think. Oh my God, the first night. The first night of my daughter's life was so happy. If he is Thai. And for any stranger, that's what happens. Unimaginable flower stick. If you are sitting quietly, Phuong Thuy knows what you are thinking. She squeezes your hand in sympathy. It's okay, Hoa will be fine. But the obsession will stay with you forever. I have to forget, Hoa. I can't stop you from doing this, because it's related to my sister's life. But if you decide that, I advise you to forget. Forget it was just an accident. My mother said there was something missing from the accident. By that time, the husband was no more. The flower laughed sadly. I will try to forget too. But if it haunts me, I'm sure I can't live. But the immediate thing is to save her. I did something else later. Zoe thought a little and said, that this flower. I think you shouldn't talk about this to Thai either. He told me he didn't, and then he asked me. When I say why, you go around. He loves you so much. I'm sure you've seen it since you knew him. You don't care about anyone else. Maybe he thinks badly about you. No, I have to tell you. You don't listen to me. You talk. Then you will see that your happiness is gone. Without dissipating, there is also a trace. It's hard to heal. I can't live with guilt all my life. Someone who cheated on her husband. I keep telling you, he's decided what to do. I have always loved him with all my heart. Phuong Thuy gently pulled your hair. You're always idealizing. Life is also a dream. The truth is still the truth, but maybe people have to learn to lie. You talk like you've lived your life. I live in a different environment than you. Ever since you were a kid, you've only been in school with your class, and I've got to roll around in society for a living. Side with family, so I can pat my chest and say, I have more experience than you. You guys are out of school and sitting there doing something. Your voice protecting the gate echoed. Phuong Thuy quickly drank. Let us sit back and watch the post for a moment. It's a difficult text, sir. Go home and stay at your parents' house. I have to go to school and take care of the water. My daughter is in high school and she's like a child. And then the chorus of girls. Phuong Thuy laughed. Her naughty nature resurfaced again. She pretends to be gently shut up. Do you have a son your age? I asked her what she wanted to be my daughter-in-law. You protect your eyes. The guard looked surprised. Before I could say it, Phuong Thuy continued. I want to be your bride. I want to hear you say something at night. I know the girl teases me. The guard was about to scold. Then Phuong Tui pulled the flower bar quickly out of the gate. Before turning the other way, remember to turn to me. Wow, I almost forgot. I came back yesterday to ask Aunt Hong to send you a message. On the second day, I went up to see my aunt.
Yeah,
I remember you. Two friends break up and go home. She put her husband in the wrong closet. Today is 2 weeks. I'm going to see Aunt Rose in 5 days. I don't know what you're going to say to me. Why am I so nervous? The whole family is asleep and still awake. She made up the memories that Thailand had given her. From the beginning of love. This is poly paper. I wrote the best love poems. And these are the little paintings that I gave you. Record her image with many gestures. When you laugh, when you're angry, when you're dreaming. Your pen strokes are brilliant at drawing lovers. The flower in the picture is as vivid as it sounds. These are the letters of the early days. Used to bad love memories filled her heart. She hugged me and dreamily thought. Not Thai. I can't lose you never. I could never live without you. This afternoon, HOA Bart sits under the shade of the celestial truss. She looked at the distant clouds spread in the sky. Think about the past few days. It's only been a few days. How much has happened? She remembered Aunt Rose for the first time. On time. That day Phuong Tui came. Please allow me to bring the flower bar with you. Lying is to borrow from a relative of yours. The money the family needs. She said your uncle's pretty good. I love you both, don't worry. You can borrow the money anyway. Your mind doesn't seem happy. It would be nice to borrow it, but pay it back with something. I would recommend a double education. Find a place to pay slowly. She was very excited, so precious. Stop for a moment, she added. I am not here to make you miserable. But I love the flower too much. Many times I have told my father that. Let me die. Where does the money go? What to borrow to make your husband suffer? But not with my uncle. She looked at the flower combing her hair in front of the mirror. Up there, if you can borrow the money on easy terms. Long-term borrowing. Or not. Don't be sorry for me because you love me. I tried to swallow my tears. The first time she lied to her parents. But Mom, please forgive me if you know where I'm going. Mrs. Hong's house is a small but very beautiful town. In front of the house, there are baskets of orchids blooming. The purple flowers fluttered in the wind. The fireworks are anxiously waiting. While Phuong Tui rang the bell, there's a thunder going away, and a young lady appears at the door. She's in her 40s, but she's still pretty and attractive. Short dress worn indoors to reveal toned legs. Looks very young. The flower whispered hello. The wind is like a bird. Aunt Rose, this is my little friend. I told her the other day if it was beautiful. Mrs. Hong looked at the flower, surprised by your beauty. You look beautiful in the picture, but far behind. Compared to the outside, what a face chalk. I laughed, and the two of you went into the house and talked. Flowers by Tui method into the living room. The room is decorated very tastefully and luxuriously. Wall paint light blue decorated fuchsia paintings. Careful selection. Set salon cabinet. The cups and the furniture in the room really fit together. I sat in my chair watching her again. Mrs. Hong listened deeply in her heart. A beautiful flower like this. Should we be caught in the rain and wind? That's what your life has decided. Yes, there is no other way. I didn't stop to ask. Can you find me, Auntie? Well, how much do people agree on? I have a very special person who agreed to a very high price. That's enough for me to do the surgery. I was surprised too. Why is this guest so generous? I asked someone else to take care of this. I don't know. There is nothing missing around you, but I can only manage it. The next day he begged me to help him. In such dire circumstances, I can't ask anyone outside of you. I helped you save your life. My mother is very grateful to you. Thank you for having to do that. It hurts. But I don't know how else to do it. The income is quite, but the good life here costs a lot of money. You look so cute. You don't have much money. I thought for a moment and then continued. Or maybe I'll give you 3 million. Then borrow more places you know, give enough money. Laughing is sad. I thank you very much, but I've gone to wear my heels. Phuong Thuy brought out 2 glasses of squeezed orange juice. Drink. The flower on the road is thirsty and your neck is dry. The woman sitting next to you asked, Auntie Pink, what does that person look like? Who's that? Len sneakily points her finger at you. Eyes look like blame. I still have to ask. I haven't met you either. I heard the mediator speak again. This guy is the director, or a vice president at a company. Are doing business up, not a regular player. But because 7 loves 7 hopes something does not know. He even said he thought he couldn't. Because that price is too high. He invited the playboys to meet him. Then they laugh. He said he was crazy to spend such a large amount of money. He wanted to return the picture to me. But that night he went to the discotheque. And nothing there sits sad. He looked at the next table. I saw a man sitting alone in a glass of wine. He jumped to the invitation. At first he refused. But after seeing your picture, and he agreed right away. He doesn't know who he is. But a woman said, let him know. He's a director somewhere. I often come here to drink alone. Watch the world dance and come back. I was going to see how round his face was. But I'm not coming, just seeing you. There were so many people at the club that I didn't notice. Phuong Thuy fast jump. Where does he meet whenever he goes? Next week to meet in Dalat. Phuong Thuy blurted out SAO back to Dalat. I'm surprised, but that's his preference. Maybe he's afraid there's a lot of people he knows. The bartender asked now. So you have to go to Dalat alone? The address of that hotel is here. I gave him a small piece of paper. You put it in your hand. How did I find him? Go there, he'll wait for you. He's got your picture. He'll look out. He asked me to put the shirt back on. Phuong Thuy commented. What is this guy doing that seems so strange? Why not meet here? Is it more convenient to take you to a hotel? The flower asked. I'll agree how to receive the money. Antong assured me not to be afraid. There's a gangster law. No one can cheat. History, I rely on you. Antong just wants you to take care of it. Let your mother get sick. I just hope so too. Drink some water. Hong told Phuong Thuy. Let's go to the kitchen. Let's eat. You're tired of walking, aren't you? Open the fridge and cook what you want to eat. Aunt Rose stayed for a moment. The 2 of them went home after the other 2. Aunt Hong came to sit next to Ton Hoa. She took her hand. Then slowly raised up every word. She told the flower what she needed. The whole world is stunned. She sat quietly like a statue listening to Aunt Hong teach. But also can't believe that. You are the one who has to practice. That's tomorrow. Aunt Rose finished. I am a person who has experienced a lot. I don't know. When I was young, I suffered so much. I love you as much as Phuong Thuy, so I told you so. I try to follow to keep myself. Do you have a lover? Have you said anything to him? Not yet, but I will. Aunt Rose can stop it. Do whatever you say as if nothing happened. I will be here near your wedding day to help you. What can I help you with? Just come up here and know that today's beauty salons can do it all. I don't like fixing beauty. I like the natural ones. It's not beauty. It'll give you what you lost. Bars with surprised eyes. So people fake it too. But no, you can't do that with Ty. Your feelings for me is the truest love in the world. You think so, but you can't refuse to be afraid of sadness. I just said if you need me, I'll ask you. You need it. The voice in the kitchen called out. Please come down and eat the noodles. Follow Aunt Hong to the house. A large bedroom, a comfortable kitchen. On the table, Tui has 3 bowls of smoked noodles, with slices of meat all over my face. She tossed the HOA bar. Come here, wash your face, wash your hands quickly, and eat noodles. It's not good to bloom. You eat with us too, Auntie. Wash your face and eat. Aunt Hong said. Hoa Bar is hungry. Phuong Tui eat delicious. You are hungry, but you can't eat. The noodles can't be swallowed. It's stuck somewhere in your chest and your neck. Aunt Rose looked at me sympathetically. I don't force you to eat anymore, just quietly stand up. Make a glass of orange juice for you to drink. You sit still for a minute. 2 minutes later, she stood up. Ran to the bathroom, face to the wall, crying. Phuong Tui hurriedly dropped her wand to run in with her friend. Aunt Hong stopped him. Just let him cry a little. You think you've decided that yourself. It was painful to save my mother, too. When preparing to leave, Rose held her hand for a long time. Be brave for me. I hope that day will pass. And I'll be brave through it all. Don't be sad. Be glad you paid your birth debt. I gave you a package of money. This is 5 million. I took it first to take care of the family, or buy some medicine. I took out another smaller package. This is Aunt Cho's 500,000. Don't refuse, I'm angry with you. Think of me as your own aunt. The flower was so moved that she didn't say a word. Because you know that. If you don't close your lips, you'll cry. Go home. She bought some quit pills, gave her mother to drink and cover. But the odd part is that Aunt Rose Cho's money is gone. The rest you put in the closet. After telling the parents, you know you'll be able to borrow enough money next week to pay for the mother's surgery. Your mother is happy but still worried. And your father seems to have something hard to think about. Not to mention you haven't said anything. After dinner. The next day I met her at the school gate. But just quietly walk with you without talking. Face so sad. At the end of the road I held your hand. I can't forget you, so I can't help but see you. Let me see you again. When you don't belong, about someone else. But before I could say anything, I was in a hurry. She turned and walked quickly. She called me not to turn back. I went to see Aunt Rose. She came to find him at home but couldn't find him. Maybe you're busy painting somewhere. She wrote me a short letter as follows. Why did you tell me that? I promised you one word, I'll be your wife. I don't believe you. I'm going to Saigon tomorrow. Find a familiar place in the family to borrow the money you need. I'll be right back after I leave and look forward to seeing you. I miss you so much, I kiss you. You put that letter in the door. I don't know if you saw it. You've been back for 3 days. I haven't found you yet. It's so hot today, she said alone. Tai slowly walked into the house. The sound of his feet was very light. Why is the house empty? Thailand does not know that. He took his wife for a re-examination in the city. Early in the morning, there was a shower in the bathroom. When I got home, I still didn't see anyone. It's a shower, I guess. Quiet. He sat down at the dining table waiting for his lover. The shower is over. You smell like one. The flower still glistening with early dew. You with your hands on the hook to get your clothes on. A lizard that's been clinging to the collar. Suddenly running around and crawl up her cold bare arms. She panicked and dropped her clothes on the floor. Wet smudge. How can I wear this? Hoa is going to her own room to get other clean clothes. 3 mothers are away today. If you are alone, you are not afraid. It's only a few steps from here to your room. So she opened the bathroom door and walked away. Hear the latch open. Tai turned stairs, waiting for the one you love to show up. I've missed you so much these days. And love is meeting. The more power that's in you. Like a scorching fire. I can hear the rabbit in my hands. And she appeared as a simple fairy. Just a big towel wrapped around me. My face is like a rose in the morning. 4 eyes glared at each other. The flower bar tightly wrapped the towel. Red ran from her cheeks down to her shoulders and neck. Your shame makes you miserable. Run quickly to the bathroom. But I can't control it. Her feet stood still like a great statue. Wonderful. Tai gently stand up to the lover. Put your arms around her and kiss her. The flower shoved me, but he hugged her tighter and kissed her in the eye. On her cheeks. The kisses are getting warmer. The fire in you is burning. Desire is like an evening surge. Nothing can stop it. That afternoon, the whole flower. You don't know what to do. Only receive kisses like the rain of lovers. To receive your caresses. With feelings that are hard to describe. The silent towel fell to her feet. No one is sad to pick it up. All the life of youth. He's leading his 2 bodies towards the bedroom. They have no idea what they're doing. Overwhelmed in the heart, in the mind. 2 in every inch of flesh. Is an urge not to resist. The urge to be complete is each other's. You 2 are like floating on a passionate wave. The warm waves. When it's tender, when it's intense. Has touched every piece of flesh. Give them a happiness that they've never known. The wave has stripped the hair of the flower bar. And the tie dress book. The wave has pushed for their movements to become more and more urgent. Just a second. They totally belong to each other. Suddenly something fell. The flower looks down. Your mother's picture is still on top of the studio. Has fallen to the broken brick floor. The pieces of it, like knife wounds straight into the heart of the HOA bar, make you wake up. Conscious of mother with depression. Like the lightning that illuminated everything. She begged me not to. She closed her legs tight. Tai does not understand your thoughts. I thought it was just hesitation, of course. Of a girl. The first time I tried. To reach the desire that's calling in you. By actions and words. Please let me go, I love you very much. The fire in your eyes. I hear your voice in a hurry. I really want to be in your way. Because it also gives you. Happiness is boundless. But no. Dear, please forgive me, I can't. She is determined. You let me go, let me go. The tears in your heart make you cry. The tears of her. Like cold water pouring on the fire of love. It's burning in Thailand. I wake up, and suddenly I found myself doing something really bad. They're apart. I wiped my tears for the flower bar and screeched. Sorry, I'm sorry that I loved you so much that I did. I forgive you. Don't cry. No, I'm not guilty. The cat is crying more than ever. I don't know how to calm you down. I stand up, dress up and look around the room. I saw the closet in the corner. I came to open the closet, choose a light blue suit, and quietly sat down on the bed. Put your clothes on for the flower bar. Cuddly gestures don't evoke a bit of sex. Like a brother to his little sister. He kissed her hair and sat her up. With your hand take the comb, you comb your hair for your lover. Clamped with a clip with a latte-colored bow. His gentle gesture made the flower even more miserable. How do you know what you're thinking? You're not sorry for me. But it's your most precious thing. You don't have control now. It belongs to the person who bought it. What will I give you in return this afternoon? I feel sorry for you. 2 verses in the story of Kyo suddenly appeared in the heart of the flower. Know the body to the lost species. 2 digging raft for lovers Chung. My sister, you pushed me so. Give your body to the traffickers. And I'll regret RASAO when you're gone. I know very well my next step. 2 peaches to drop the raft. The virgin pistol flower. It's now become a commodity. A commodity to repay for birth and upbringing. How can you give me even though you want to? Maybe the desire in you is stronger. The fire that burns in my heart. Tai gently lifted her chin to dry 2 tears. I went to the window and opened 2 doors. The smell of flowers outside the building yard. He lit a cigarette, pulling the HOA stick. I'm so sorry about what happened. I couldn't help myself. Don't be mad at me. Let's go out and sit in the yard. HOA bar, stand up. She hugged him face down on the shoulder cordially. You feel that. You are so happy in your life. You 2 are sitting together under the sky. 3 afternoons they sat together. Are you back in time this afternoon? I don't know. Mom said she'll try to leave soon. But I haven't seen it so far. Have you cooked rice? I finished cooking the food this morning. Just waiting for Mom to warm up. I cooked the rice before taking a shower. Your brother is so good. If Mom doesn't come home, I'll eat with you. If my father comes back, you can stay, too. If you get fired, why? No, I love you too. Just because BA is in trouble, I want to rely on Tai to pay for my mother's treatment. And now I've got a way. What way? The cat did not dare to look into the eyes of the Tai. She said quietly, I went to a relative of BA. He's very well off and he promised me. Will there be any conditions? The flower speaks quickly. What conditions? I find your situation pitiful. That's all I borrowed. Go to work tomorrow. I'll save it. I'll pay him. He's so good. I'll take care of you. The flowers are on to something else. I see 2 beautiful yellow butterflies. It's sitting on the red lily. The owner of the chicken grows 2 shrimp. I knew the old man was away today. It comes here anyway. Mr. Tai saw the pair together, angry. Say to Brother Tai, if I remember correctly, you were banned. Why is it still here today? The young couple looked at each other smiling. His eyes fluttered. They did not see the big body of Mr. standing in the middle of the aisle. You get more angry. I didn't know you were alone. What did he do to his fiancée? Take the right of a man who has been recognized by his heart, as his son-in-law stepped forward to pull the HOA bar. You must know that my family married me. I forbid you from seeing him, you know? HOA bar, strong eyes up. You're going a little too far. You don't think your money can buy everything. I never liked you and I never will. You must know that. Then I have something to tell my dad. I said, my dad agrees with me. Mr. Tai laughed sarcastically. You're going to let your mother die. I love my husband so much. Ignore us. My mother let me worry about you. You must be like that. As if to prove what I just said. HOA bar to Tai's side. Naturally take your hand first. Mr. Tai's fiery eyes. I can't control myself anymore, he said in a lost voice. Don't forget that. You borrowed a large amount of money from me to pay for her 8 family members you want to cheat, right? The money-hungry face of a bald man appears. The mask has been removed. Scorn stick. Your $1 million is a lot. Big, why not? The money you earn has to sweat blood. Did it fall from the sky? The louder his voice. She didn't say anything and went in to get the money. Bring it. I'll pay you. I hope you never come to my house again. Mr. Tai holds the money. His anger suddenly died down. He turned to regret. So you broke up with me? He changed his voice. Don't be angry just because I can't stand it. I saw you sitting with a Thai guy, not that you're asking for money. Leave this money and worry about your mother. Smiling flower stick. Thank you, that's enough. I beg you, I beg you. Go home. Don't say another word. Go home. Can't shake the flower. The Thai man looked furiously at Thailand. Don't think you'll be free. Laugh at my suffering. Then you'll raise your eyes. Watch this guy take revenge for today's grudge. Mr. Tai returned the fruit. You look at each other hand in hand. They're sitting together again. Talk to each other about your best day. It was the wedding day. Clear laughter echoed. I forgot about the terrible thing. I'm about to suffer. You only know the joy of the present. When I hold your hand. When I hear your warm voice. That night they did not go back to Thailand to stay with Hoa Bar. You two stay up late talking. My husband is reading love poems again. Sometimes I sing small. Let's listen to a loving CA. You have a beautiful and inspiring voice. The two people's shadows on the wall are always next to each other. They're like a newly married couple. They're passionate, but they're pure. When it's worn out, two people lying down sleeping together on a mat in the living room. In white drunk. It's like two kids falling asleep after a tiring play. A 12-seater car scurrying away quietly. HOA. Sit in the second row on the right. She looked at the scenery on both sides of the road. In the midst of 100 termites. In a week her mother had surgery. The doctor said it's dangerous. Her heart was exhausted to the last stage. So today is your trip. It's a fateful trip. You have to bring back enough money. Pay the hospital fee for your mother. She remembered Chan's eyes filled with her BA's hope. To send you away. Remember my mother's words. I try to say well. She remembered Thailand until the night of their parting. You wish so much to accompany you to this famous foggy city. But not yet. They dated. After the wedding, you will spend your honeymoon here. The honeymoon will be there or not. You will have the courage to return to this place. After everything that happened, no, it's never possible. If you know it, you will not accept it. Take you back to the place, will bring back to you so many painful memories. The car is still running bonbon. The way to Dalat twists and turns often up the steep slopes. The driver is very skillful. Maybe he used to go to school. And especially often appear on this route. Sometimes the road is only 4 m. On one side there's a vertical cliff and on the other there's a deep cliff. The flower looks terrible. If the car goes down there, it'll go down. I'm sure there will be no more AI. You don't want to die right now, when the payment is not completed. The love boat has not yet arrived. She looked anxiously at the driver, wanting him to run slower. But your hands are steady. Control the car through the twists and turns. She smiled at the passengers around her. Some people fall asleep, some people read newspapers. Someone is drunk watching the two sides of the road. They seem very comfortable. She mocked her own timidity. Closer to the city of fog. The scenery is more beautiful and different. In the plains, the pine forests are close together. Villas on the hill, with the distinctive architecture of the cold. The wildflowers on the side of the road were also brilliant, as fresh as a flower planted. Cool air. It makes people feel fluttered. It's a place ideal for those who want to come here looking for beauty, find comfort, and couples who are passionate. HOA bar. Get out of the car, check the address, and enter the hotel gate. Your heart is so nervous. The pure white dress is not entangled in dust. To enhance her radiant beauty. You're like a white rose that's just peeking. Everyone who passes you must look back. The hand of creation. To meet a man who walks towards me. She also opened her eyes anxiously. If you are someone who seems cute, you secretly hope that he is. On the contrary, I hope they will pass. So the tense moments go by. The moments are as short as the blink of an eye, just as long as the rough sky, because you have two different desires in your heart. You just wanted to see him. I just wanted him not to come, so you can go back to your lover intact. He told me to stand here and see for myself. Oh my God, why am I shaking? It's been a long time since I've been here. Or the money was too high, he regretted not coming. If I don't have money, I will solve the problem. Indulge in the thought of the flower bar, no, or a man came to you. He looked at her carefully and called softly. Miss Twee Incense. The woman didn't come back, the man called again. Miss Twee Hung. I'm sorry, are you a cowboy? The flower bar, startled, bewildered, not I am. Then I remembered Aunt Hong's words and hurriedly nodded. Yes, I'm Twee Hung. You've been here a long time. A look at the man. He is about 30 years old. Not ugly, not beautiful, but classy and seems kind. He must be someone who's learned how to dress. Shows a very aesthetically pleasing person, from the clothes to the tie with the yellow clip. They all seem very selective. I hope he doesn't treat me too badly. The man also stood still and stared at the flower. From those round eyes and a pretty nose to those red, juicy lips. From the shiny, cloudy hair to the smooth, slender legs. He rubbed his eyes as if there was something unbelievable. She's younger, but why does she look like her? Why didn't he say anything? Or he thinks he's not worth the price. Think and fear. She tried to smile and talk to him. I'm Hong Hai, invite Twee Incense to put away your belongings. The man holds the handbag in her hand. Take Bonbon first. She walked, follow her trembling feet. Keep stumbling on the pebbles that cross the path. First time visiting a man in a hotel. The flower is terrible. What's going to happen next? She looked around. Flashy luxury hotel scene. Inside, hanging crimson screen. The stairs were softly carpeted. White uniform staircase keeper seriously needs. The graceful, swooning manager. All of this is so alien to the flower bar. You look surprised. I don't know why the man paid the price. He must be very rich. If not rich, you can't afford to spend a fortune. Just enough to buy a good night. But why doesn't he look like a tiger? He hasn't made any physical contact with me. Even though I know that in my current position, I will not resist. Twee incense, give me my ID card so I can check in. The ocean came to her, she said quietly. I didn't bring it. I forgot to tell you, but I didn't recommend this hotel. Often come, even though this is my first time with a stranger. The manager will understand. HOA bar stands still waiting for Hong Hai to process. I don't know what Hai said. I just saw the manager nodding her head and smiling very brightly. When two people passed by, she said, Theo. I wish you two a happy life. Hong Hai looked at the red glow on the face of the HOA bar. Speak softly in your ear. I told the conservator. We are a newly married couple. So we've got to change our address. Let's call me you. Guide in the hotel. Stop at the door of the Persian number room. The key opened the door an hour apart. It sounds like the breaking of my heart. Walk into the room. You will say goodbye to a girl. A time of virgin white. Goodbye to the naive dreams. To be a woman. Why is it so bitter? Come in, said the yellow sea. HOA bar entered the extremely luxurious room. Set SA can gold nuggets jar HOA violet purple. The foreign magazines. The refrigerator in the corner of the room and the light white Georgia universal bed. Very well embroidered pillows at the head of the bed. Sports natural reaction retractable stick. You just want to get out of here and go home to your parents. But no, this is the right thing to do. I see you hesitating, the yellow sea. I am sitting in the salon for a break so I can pack my things. No, 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 hesitate.
No,
a woman
no,
stood up
no,
and packed
no,
her clothes
no.
to go into the closet. The man had packed his luggage in the upper compartment. You put your stuff in the bottom drawer. You don't want to think anymore. We should go around and look. Hong Hai took her to the bathroom. Show her how to use hot water. Cold water and bath with lotus buds. I don't look at you, but I'm decent. She came to the window and looked out. Beautiful scenery in Dalat. You want to put it into words, but I don't want to tell the ocean. So stand silently outside the window and watch. Come and talk for a moment. She sat silently across from the yellow sea. Where do you remember Aunt Rose? She replied by the name of a random city. The yellow sea shook its head. You're not telling the truth. I know where you are. He handed the car ticket out. HOA car ticket in the bag. The clothes you dropped. You don't want me to know where you are, do you?
Yeah.
I think that's it. I need to ask you something else you don't want to say. I don't think if there's a sympathetic conversation, it will be more comfortable for you. How did it go when you got here? I will also try to endure. I don't want to talk, but I have a question that I really want you to answer. Just one sentence probably won't reveal your whereabouts much. I promise I will answer the truth. Yes, I promise, I thought for a few seconds and then nodded. I have a sister or a relative who lives in this Dalat. Not really, yes. Hong Hai frowned very strangely. The flower is also surprised. Why did you ask that? Because where is someone so much like you? Here. But back then Kia didn't know where she was going. Do you know him? Hong Hai laughed. You said you didn't want to talk to me. I asked to play. It's been a long time since I said I'm hungry. We're looking for something to eat, then I'll take you around the city. Baby, you're not going. No, this is your obligation. I don't have the power. Huang Hai said with a smile hidden on his lips. I put on some warm clothes. It will be colder in the afternoon. Hong Hai said more. Reluctantly, Stick Hoa stood up to comb her hair. Put on a green teapot. The shirt adds the shine of silky hair and milky skin. I look at you and admire how beautiful you are. That's all I'm saying briefly. In a 4-seater car. Hoa bar watching the scenery of Dalat sunset. Sometimes I look at the driver looking at the ocean. But in anger for no reason. I didn't think I would meet someone like you. In your imagination. The man who bought the girl to torture. What a person to be. Why does it seem so kind? How many times have you acted like this? And the questions keep spinning in the mind of the flower bar. Dalat sunset with gasoline fog. Full of trees and grass with rows of swinging pine. They are like dreamy girls. With the cold wind that moves people's hearts. With each beam of brightly colored flowers. Oh, Dalat is so beautiful. Sorry that it's the most painful memory of my life. The flower tearfully thought. Tai to Chi. I can come here with you. Then happiness will be so intense. In the cold, we'll see each other's hands get warmer. In the thunder, I'll sound like a date. This is the valley of love. Like the late poet Han Mo2 fluttered. Be quiet and don't talk too much. To hear the bottom of the lake ring. To hear the willow trembling in the wind. And to hear heaven explain love. Hong Hai Bien Thu. I'll come here for a moment. You'll find the scenery here poetic. Hong Hai lightly grasped her hand Hoa woven bar. Hong Hai holds back. I was going to react again, but then. Because she thought a few hours later her body would. You two walk together under the pine. It's like a couple of lovers whispering to each other. I love you. Sometimes the ocean puts its hand over her shoulder. You are fleshy but still try. This is where you used to be with your lover. Hong Hai confided where she is. She left you and never came back. I've been searching in vain everywhere. Hong Hai's voice was sad. Wang's eyes were filled with smoke. I sat down on the grass and the flower sat down with me. He killed drugs, constantly looked at the flower bar and looked far away. With a sad face. Your face makes the flower naturally feel touched. Why does your family not approve of SAO? Because of the concept of the. You're the only son of a wealthy family. When she's just a girl. From an orphanage. You insulted her. And your mother's crying for her. Let go of me. Because of her self-respect, she left you and disappeared. What's her name? Gwyn Chi. She's like me. Very similar. You are younger and more beautiful, but the basic facial features are very similar. The nose along the coconut young chin. The eyes are a little different. Your eyes are more beautiful and her eyes are sad. Why is she so sad? I can't be sad. She's from an orphanage. No mom, no dad. She's been independent since she was a kid. I'll see you later, but you're a boy. Just give her trouble. The fire stopped you and she. You didn't say all the words, did you understand? Nothing yet. It's just lovers and first kisses. You're a playboy too. The rich man used to be loved. I love and get used to it very easily. How easy it is for the girls around you. To the point of contempt for love. Until I met Gwyn Chi, you know what true love is. I love her so much. So I want to save it for the big day. That day seems to never come again. The thought flower looks straight into your eyes. Is it because you look like her today? Not. From the day she left, I search everywhere. And don't look at another AI. Your family's business is growing. You're getting richer and richer, but you're still alone. Your parents died. You're in charge of the facilities. I have been around a lot and I still can't forget Gwyn Chi. I used to go to the discos on sad afternoons. Drink a few glasses of wine. Maybe with friends. Sometimes I sit alone and watch people dance. Go back to sleep. I was so sad that afternoon. Someone came to talk to you about it. I don't want to look. But when I saw you in the picture, I agreed. Not to mention the price. You can spend a fortune to spend a day with the one you love. Hong Hai put his arm around the flower stick close to him. Your voice pleads. My perfume, help me. Give me an illusion. Gwyn Chi is back with you. Come with me to the heavens. To celebrate the old days. Smile at me, kiss me. Silence of the true love. The fidelity of the yellow sea moved her. Your situation is also pitiful. Before she could speak, the yellow sea turned her around. Lift up your beautiful face. Look at her and put it on her lips. A really passionate kiss. The kiss of a man who has just reunited with his lover. After years of separation. In Hong Hai Tan Hoa's arms he blinked. Suddenly I saw a shadow of an acquaintance. I'm standing in the empty corner over there with my camera watching. So the camera covers half the face. The hood collapsed on its forehead without seeing. But these shoes, these trousers, this shape. You look familiar. Who's that? Why are you pointing the lens at the two dead people? Sit up straight in front of you. Mr. Tai is stalling, step by step closer. Hi, Miss Hoa, you're going too fast. Silence, you are afraid of people. This way everything will go. He already has a picture. Mr. Tai turned to the yellow sea. You are so lucky to have brought her here. Love itself is good. What do I think? You're borrowing money to treat your mother like this. He looked at the flower ironically. Why aren't you good at slapping people's ears anymore? Or you're in a coma. I think also poor. Tai laughed like crazy. Hong Hai stood up and held Mr. Tai's hand. Stern voice. Who are you, no matter who you are? I don't give you the right to insult. I love you. You know what? I love you. Mr. Tai laughed louder as if being joked by AI. I said, for you and for me too. You're already mine. No one is allowed to do anything else. Do you love your mother? I heard two words, parents. It takes a few 10 seconds. Her eyes seemed to dry because she was crying so much. Now continue to pour out the sour buffalo essay. The ocean stood there for a long time and ran away. You know I am now. It's not convenient to stand here. And again the feeling. It's like being a spoiler of other people's happiness. You see it in your throat. Like a secret lover, yellow sea ball bear. When he died, the old man's voice cracked. Let's go, my wife. The pen stings away with tears still in its eyes. Here today, your fate has taken a new turn. A turning point that lasts forever. You can't change it anymore. Father, this little virgin did not hold back, thickening for melt. Dear listeners, the emotional and dramatic journey of the stranger. The first night is over. Through the story of the flower bar, we see that love and filial piety, it can take people through the toughest of challenges. Bold decision of the HOA bar. Not only did she save her mother's life, it also helps her discover strength and resilience in yourself. Life is always full of surprises, but believe that when we act with love, sincerity, and courage, we'll find the light at the end of the road. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, please close the story here. Thank you for listening. Hello, goodbye, and appointment. See you in the next stories.